I'm live. I wish I had less hair, but that's okay. Is the sound working? Sound is working. I'm going to try something. I'm going to pop out the chat. Anyone ever pop out the chat? It actually is kind of neat. It puts it in a whole different window. Let me see if I can make the screen darker so there's less glare. That kind of works, doesn't it? Where's the big go? There it is. I like it. You hear that? Yeah, I got to switch it from top chat to all chat as well. doink, 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 doink. Hello, said Laura. I need to turn stock timestamps on. I didn't see it down there with my cup there. Where are the options? Timestamps. 11:05, 3 minutes ago. I'm sorry I missed you. I should get the acoustic, shouldn't I? I should get the acoustic. Oops, that's not the acoustic, that's the bassy. Get this in the thumbnail. Get that in the thumbnail. Get that in the thumbnail. That'll bring them in. There we go. This neck feels huge now. There we go. There we go. Pardon this text. Sweet. Heebity beebity, sheebity bebop, heebity beep, heebity beep, sheebity bop, heebity beep, sheebity bop, heebity beep, sheebity bop, heebity beep. Look at that receding hairline. Look at that. Look at that. What can you do? This chair is so noisy. Let's go through some stuffs. Let's go through some more stuffs. So let's share screen. Share screen 2. There's me and the chat. Chat here. Minimize that. It's getting lonely out here. It's getting lonely out here. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. What? boom, 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 boom. What was I gonna find? Doom, doom, doom. Boom, da 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 da. Boom, da 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 da. Boom, da 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 da. Heroes in a half shell, turtle power. Doom, 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 doom. That's good enough. Ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody here. Where's my chat go? Zoop, zoop, zoop. This might be a fun experiment to see what I do when I feel like nobody's watching. I'm thinking of that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles song now. Close enough. Trista, it's lonely in here. It's lonely in here. You heard that experiment? No. Well, you do what you want to do, I guess. I feel like I get enough of that experiment in my daily life, I guess. But I am trying to think of that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle song. Isn't that right? I think it's close enough. I don't know what I was going to do. I was just going to hop on and see if anybody wanted to chat. And then I was going to just do whatever. Yeah, it's Turtle Power. And I had a video game for Genesis that said, Pizza Power! And it's kind of dear to my heart, if I'm being honest. If even if it gets wild and rowdy, I feel like I'll go to bed before what time is it now? 11:30. I'm hoping to go to bed by like 1, but we'll see. I came up with a goofy. Excuse me. I came up with a goofy. I am in Eastern Standard Time. So it is 11:27 p.m. right now, Wednesday, April Fools. But also, What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Something about Ninja Turtles. Oh, let me figure out what I came up with. Another way to say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I'll have to find it in my notes. I'll search reptiles. Okay, listen to this one. Coming of age, biologically divergent, martially artistic, anthropomorphic reptiles. Do that to it. So yeah, coming of age, biologically divergent, martially artistic, anthropomorphized reptiles. It's a mouthful, but. I don't know. They're amphibians. Wait. Amphibians are water-based, right? Reptiles are land. Millie, how's it going? Before you guys got here, it was getting a little bit lonely with crickets. But I was in good spirits. I'm like, I'm ready for it to last an hour if I had to. Amphibians are both. Okay, so let's update the joke. To be coming of age, biologically divergent, martially artistic, anthropomorphic amphibians. I feel like that's a Chinese proverb or something. That sea turtles, even sea turtles, have to come up for air. I like that dissonance, actually. Okay, so I gotta switch it back to reptiles. I can do this all day. Millie needed to unplug. acoustic guitar unplugged enough? Hang on, maybe they're fish. Yeah, you know what? Tell me, tell me in the comment section what they really are at the end of the day, then we will adjust the joke accordingly. I was working on my this one. Wait, hold up. So we think turtles are mammals, amphibians, reptiles, fish, pretty much anything. Well, I think that turtles might be what are they called? Marsupials? And I think they have little baby turtles in a pouch. So I think we're going to have to learn how to agree to disagree tonight for turtles. Either way, though, it goes something like this. I'm already getting things. I'm going to... I think I'm going to reconnect. Reconnect real quickie. Going to reconnect real quickie because it says unstable again. I guess it's back. You know what's strange? You know what's strange? I restarted my computer. I guess it's a good thing. I tried to end the stream, but I think it was so disconnected it couldn't get the end signal. So this is after a full reboot and what I thought was canceling the stream. But instead, it's still counting my minutes. That's interesting. So I was probably just frozen for a while, maybe? Yeah, that was strange. Yeah, it's working now again. That was after a full reboot of my computer. Was I just still framed that whole time? Or did it go black? Oh, spinning. Like there's a little icon that's spinning. I like to believe the whole screen was spinning. Speaking of that, a really trippy thing on my last stream when I was doing an experiment and just trying to like chat. Did you see what the screen did when I let it look at itself too long? Wait. That wasn't as cool. Hold on. That's just my cursor. It was cooler last time. I have footage of it. You thought I was headed over to the Black Eyed Kids. Maybe I am a Black Eyed Kid. You're already watching bad game footage. Is that like your go-to? Is that what you're saying? It's funny. I feel like I always have absolute streams of things to talk about, but today I'm just kind of like chilling. It's kind of nice. Oh, I gotta always remember to turn top chat off. And I like to pop out chat. I'm on a PC, so I like to pop the chat out completely separate window. Do you go through new things? Like, I know some people who have like a new thing and they get really deep into it for a couple months and then they switch it up. I feel like I had a thing for a while. I like watching the Red Bull downhill races, how creative they get and like how bad their floats disintegrate when they crash. I think it's really fun to watch. And so I tried a Red Bull for the first time the other day. I was not impressed. I'm glad I tried it. Now that I'm not afraid of caffeine anymore. Oh, it's a hoot. They also have the one where there's like they try to see how far they can glide. So they build homemade contraptions to try to glide. And then they have a crew push them off this tiny cliff that like a man-made cliff. And one of them actually flew really good. Caffeine is your friend. But see, so many people, I think when I was a kid, like I said before on stream, probably, I just saw it as a drug. So I was like, no drugs in my life. So I didn't drink caffeine for like 20 years. And then lately, I still don't need it. It doesn't seem to do anything to me or something. Maybe I don't drink enough of it. But I was always worried I'd be like one of those people who I can't do anything until I have caffeine. I was worried about dependency. So I ended up, now I'm like, I just drink it if I want to, though. Like, I'm not afraid of it. So I think that's healthy, too. You're not missing much with the Red Bull, but I guess there's different flavors, too. So keep that in mind, too. I just had the most standard flavor. I think they make more flavors than that. Espresso, no problemo. I know a guy, what was he? Maybe he's Puerto Rican? I can't remember. But he said he would always, it was like custom for them to, him and his dad or him and his uncle or something, they would drink a cup of coffee and have crackers and cheese like as many nights as they could out of the week right before going to bed. So I guess it's different for everybody. Yeah, like whatever the original flavor is on Red Bull, I don't know. But it was tart. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of like, But I just wanted to like drink one because I never did in life, just to have that experience. I didn't get wings, but I had a good friend say a really funny joke, I thought. They said that if you get hit with the Red Bull truck, you will get wings. I love that. You get hit by a Red Bull box truck, you will get wings. That was a classic for me. I wish I wrote that one. That was a classic. I'm feeling giggly. Hey, where's Lovey? Get her in here. Where's Lovey? Get her in here. So, Millie, when you say you're drinking espresso at 9, did you mean 9 years old or 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.? Yeah, she's at the very, very southern tip, pretty much. A little bit off to the side. 9 years old. You need a chaperone. I was doing nothing. You guys know a little bit of my story. There was nothing I was doing early. I don't think there's anything in my life I was doing early as a kid. But I don't regret most of it. Like I wasn't even getting a job till I was like, I don't know, 20 or something, I think. What about sugar? I'm actually cutting sugar down. I'm actually looking now at what grams sugar is in everything. Because in America, especially, it's just packed. It's just like added sugars. And it's like, what the? You drink one like Dr. Pepper, and it's like 130% of your generic daily value. So I'm not scared of sugar. And I used to always drink or eat a bunch of cookies at work. But now I'm kind of like, I don't need that much damn sugar. So I am drinking sugar-free sodas when all possible and cutting down anything that has more than 10 grams per serving. I'm not cutting it completely out, but I'm just watching it. Yeah, maybe, and maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. Just make espresso and just give it to your kiddo. I was living out of my house. Like you moved out by 17? It used to be normal, right? It used to be like people would get to be, they would buy a house when they're 18. And then now it's like I have friends who are like asking me, like, I have friends that are like 30 and above, and they're like still living with their folks. I'm like, it's kind of more normal now with housing being as crazy as it is. Oh, you got kicked out. That's a classic story too. But 17? You know what? Oh, and I don't remember what's the more common sugar replacement? I need to look at the cans. Is it listed on the cans? What was I heading out with that 18 thing? Oh, my story's the opposite. I was 26. Yeah. I think I was 26 when I moved out. And my mom didn't like the house that I chose. She thought it needed too much work. And she said to me, Alex, I'd rather you live with me the rest of your life than buy that house. I'm like, Mom, I'm probably going to buy that house. I bought the house. And then a year or two afterward, when I actually built the bathroom and stuff, she came and she's like, I was wrong. She's like, you're doing fine. So I appreciated that. Yeah. You got kicked right out of graduation. So, didn't you say your mom's still around, Millie? Do you guys get along now? Or is it strange? Now, I thought of a tower moment as like looking down and seeing clarity. Is that accurate or is that inaccurate? Okay. I will I will look into what the artificial sweetener is because I will admit I switched to sugar-free sodas and I'm like, this is great. So I'm like, well, what are they sweetening it with? You know, like what am I trading here? Actually drink a lot of water more than anything lately. Okay, I'll see you in a bit, Millie. Okay. Yeah, because I thought of tower like moments, right? I'm thinking like, oh, because I've been having moments like that where I'm look. It feels almost like I'm looking down from a third body, and I'm like, oh, I see like the closer version of the truth, or uh, more clarity in direction, or clarity in assessment, or even conclusion in a way. Oh, okay. So that's probably the way that Millie's using it makes more sense with that. It's more like a tower collapsing. Believe me, I've had at least one of those. Believe me. Um, please believe me. Please believe me. Jokes aside, there's a lot of times where I feel like I'm overcompensating. Like I don't trust that people. I'm a really honest person and I'm really open most times, but I still feel kind of like I have to pad myself for people not believing every word out of my people not believing a single word out of my mouth. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from. I think it comes from the same like pool of insecurity you might have if you're leaving a supermarket with nothing in your hand because you didn't find what you wanted. And then you're looking around like you feel like you stole something because you're not going through the checkout, making way for the good stuff. Isn't it true too? I don't even want to say this, but isn't it true that you have to let go sometimes to receive the next thing? You can't hold on, even if it seems like there's space for both. Sometimes you just have to clear it out. A tower. I feel like it makes more sense this the way that it's more conventionally used. Struck by lightning, yeah. 1.21 gigawatts. I like misinterpreting things. I feel like I get a lot of lyrics that way from misinterpreting other lyrics and being like, I thought it said this. I like this almost better. A disruption that brings clarity. Man, what a trippy thing it is. Sorry about that chair. To be a human. I still tout my narrative of being new because I am consciously. I'm new to a lot of things, and it's weird because like I know like the tarot stuff is mainly just an interpretation of energy, you know, like but like the energies behind it's real. I felt most of them. I'm still just geeking out. I'm still the person who's just like, I can't believe this is real. I can't believe all this crap is real. But it kind of reminds me of how I used to think about movies and books. To me, it's all symbols of something real. And it's weird because I guess I was kind of tunnel visioned for a long time. So everything I thought of, I felt like I invented or something. And then it's weird when you get validation. So I always thought that I was extra sensitive about movies and books and stuff because to me, it was real. Like it was almost the same thing as reality. And then I heard from, who's the lady who did The Handmaid's Tale? Who wrote The Handmaid's Tale? Who wrote The Handmaid's Tale? Margaret Atwood. Yeah, Margaret Atwood said something about all stories being made of like elements of reality. And I'm like, exactly, that's how I always felt. But that kind of scared me. So what if the names and faces have changed, or if everything happens to one person instead of 20 people? It's symbolic of reality, you know? So I feel like in that respect, all fiction is fact. 5 minutes behind. Oh, okay. So you're gonna actually catch up then? The book even says it's a disruption that brings clarity. Yeah, yeah. I love how Judy does it, where she interprets the cards as she feels in the moment, depending on what jumps out at her. Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, it's the same type of thing where you let yourself misinterpret something. You let yourself see it a different way. You let yourself hear it a different way. You let yourself feel it a different way. And then like don't doubt it and hide it. Just be like, I saw it a different way. I think that works. Okay, Millie says that you mean with your mother about healing an incident? Nice. That's a good idea. Can you do that? You just play it at double time? I need to try that sometime. I usually just have to like feather through and give up if I end up trying to recapture a timeline. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Millie said, "My world as I knew it collapsed." There's still parts of my world I'm holding the shards up with my bare hands. But soon enough, I'm going to just let it all collapse as well. I've already done. Progress has been made. Progress has been made. That's all I can say. Yeah, 2 times. I'm gonna try that next time. It doesn't happen too often. I have to do that, but I'm gonna try the 2 times next time instead of just jumping through and missing stuff. I think that's a decent way to do it. I say things and I don't even care what people think anymore. Sorry, not sorry. It's a good way to live. It takes, I think, some life experience to earn that. I have made progress. I'm not fully there, but I know people who aren't even beginning to be able to do that. And I'm like, okay, I made some progress because I don't think I ever would be. I just don't. I think I'm always afraid of being unkind or rude. But sharing how you feel, especially if you're honest about it and genuine about it, I think is never going to come off that rude unless you're truly some kind of wretch, you know? Like, I think, and people, I think, admire that. 2 times. 2 times is trippy. I'm back on 1.5. But Trista does 2 times a lot, so she's used to the trip. I can start to just talk slowly and draw my words out so that when poor Millie plays it on 2.0 time, it doesn't trip her out as much. But now, Trista and whoever else is on has to now listen to me doing it this way. But also, I'm curious when you go on 2.5, 2.0 times speed, I'm curious to know if it does an automatic pitch correction or if it lets it go like Alvin and the Chipmunks. What keeps cutting out? Oh, because it's on 2 speed, right? Because right now I'm not getting any warnings. Right now it says everything's good. I'm an hour in and I don't get any warnings. But it is it is faster though. Or is the pitch? That sounds like a bad word. Is the pitch naturally high from it speeding up, or do they compensate? Plus, I think it's technically, if it's chipmunky, it's chipmuncular, or maybe chipmunkish. I should say, we were speaking a month back or so, and I said, "What's the morals behind recording somebody's conversation with you not telling them?" Yeah, chipmunk-esque. I was talking about not to put it on display anywhere, but I was talking about recording my dad's conversation for my own benefit. So now we're all on the same time. But I'm going to visit my dad. I think I'm heading to North Carolina tomorrow morning. And I have some big things I want to talk to my dad about. And I'm a bit excited, to be honest. And but part of me wants to record the convo for my own benefit because I have voice recordings from my deceased uncle and my deceased mother that I don't revisit them very often, but I'm glad I have them. So I'm kind of like wanting to record my dad to have a conversation, but I don't want to just tell him I'm doing it because then I feel like the conversation would change. But yeah, maybe so. Like I'm considering doing it as a keepsake. I think a lot of things in life come down to intentions. I always criminalize myself for stupid things sometimes where I'm like, but that's not me. This criminal I'm envisioning is not me. Also, my dad said that he had a friend who passed recently, and I kind of knew him too. And he said he must be a sappy. He said he's a sappy guy because he's still texting him. I'm like, no, I think that's a normal thing for people. And he said he kind of wished somebody would do that when he passes. I'm like, I'll do that. But probably not his phone number, probably his email. I'll just send him updates to his email, knowing that it's possible he'll never reach him. Yeah. Yeah, it is unethical in some ways. Yeah, I know, imagine that. Somebody once spammed me from my mom's email, and I got a little bit pissed off. And I wrote back and said, "Hey, the person who you attached," I'm like, "I don't know if you're a robot or a person." I'm like, "But the name you attached is deceased." And I told them, I'm like, basically, I'm like, "Don't do that." Yeah, I could. And I could see myself recording it and then telling him later, like, hey, I recorded that convo, but I'm not showing anybody. It depends on how deep it gets, or if it doesn't get that deep, it's fine. I think he'd understand too. So I think I might record it and just, like I said, I don't know. I'm always trying to protect people's privacy too that interact with me, you know? I feel almost like I'm a like a therapist or a doctor or something, where I'm like, you tell me something, I'm assuming it's mostly confidential until, but then some people I tell them, I'm like, hey, give me a keyword, drop, if this is like stays in the room, let me know this stays in the room, just in case it's pertinent when I'm talking to somebody else. Yeah, knowing my dad, he probably would. He probably would like it, to be honest. Until I come back on live chat and I'm like, live streaming conversations with my father. Oh, oh yeah, Millie's in my time zone, right? Yep, I think Millie's in my time zone. Out there in Jerseyville town. I think he would like it. Yeah, I'm close enough to the East Coast, you know? I resonate with the East Coastage. Especially New England. When I took that trip to New England, I went to New Hampshire. Let me look at a map because I'm terrible at geography. Okay, so I went from Ohio through Pennsylvania a bit. Did I go to Connecticut? I don't think so. Went through some upstate New York. Yeah, so I think I skipped Connecticut and Massachusetts. I went through Vermont. I really liked Vermont, Wilmington, Vermont. Then I went to New Hampshire. I didn't go to Maine this time. I met these dudes at a racetrack in New Hampshire and had a great time and came back. I almost went to Long Island, but that didn't pan out. And what else? I really liked it. It was fall. My dad wrote a porno, except not at all like that, hopefully. No, what? Well, no, I don't think so. I was like, well, tell me you want to start like a diary with him to preserve his memory. I think he would actually be flattered by that, to be honest. Hey, this is fun. I'm getting the straight up state by state rundown. Vermont is nice. New Hampshire is all right. Long Island, lots of traffic. See, I don't like traffic, but I was trying to make it happen and didn't end up happening. Who did my dad wrote a porno? Like, is it somebody I know about? It's British. Why should I should have guessed that. I was very what do I want to say? not guarded. I was very not open about sexual subjects growing up. So like I received, this is just us right now, so it's good. I guess I'll leave it on replay too. It's not that personal, but I bought quick story time. I bought 10, 15 years ago, maybe long, I don't know, it was a while back. It doesn't matter. A while back, I bought like 4 video cameras at a garage sale for really cheap. And they were the old ones that you could put the full-size VHS tape right in the video camera. And when I got them home and started looking at them, one of them had a porno in there from the 70s or early 80s called Flesh Gordon. And I was too embarrassed to have it. Like I didn't want to be caught with this tape at the time. And I only watched part of it. And I remember not being into it at the time. And so I ended up pulling all the tape out and throwing it away because I guess I was that embarrassed to have it, which is funny because I would record like late night BET and like try to get like HBO through the static. You got to have that struggle. The podcast is ridiculous, not Vermont. Yeah, Vermont shaped like a V. I love that type of like mnemonic device kind of thing or whatever. No, maybe it wasn't. It was just like low budget sci-fi that people happen to be naked or topless. It seemed like, I don't know. Part of my curious, I think I would prefer a home movie. I think I would have preferred finding somebody's home movie on there. But now I would just laugh at it and I would show people. I'd be like, check out what I found. It's Flesh Gordon. Your roommates and you in college rented them all. Yeah, that'd be fun, kind of. I was still, again, like I said, I wasn't open enough. So like I never went to the 18 plus section. There's a little section at Family Video, which is kind of like Blockbuster or whatever, right? That I was like, I never even entered that. That's what I mean too, Millie. I think I would have preferred somebody made a spicy home movie that I just happened to have, but I still would have been embarrassed to have it because people would be like, how'd you get this? But I'm also speaking from my mind now. Then I don't know what would have been more embarrassing then, a production film or some random film. But I guess you'd have more variables, but well, what if it was really enticing? What if it was like, wow, they should be getting paid for this? I guess I'm an optimist at times. But I think I paid $5 or $10 per camera. This was a phase in my life where if I could get old technology for cheap, I just would. If things said free, I'd be like, oh, wow, they're free. Then you reach an age or a part of your processing where you're like, oh, free is not good enough. Like right now, there's things you can't give me, you know? I'm not a big, I don't want all this junk, you know? So I think I sold some at a garage sale, and if there's any left, I gave them to Goodwill. It's not like they all worked flawlessly either. I think they needed new batteries and stuff, so. Yeah, look at that angle. Look at this shot. Look at this acting. Look at this lighting. Look at this voluptuousness. Look at all these amazing things about this home video. And I'm looking at the USA map again. What do you guys, okay. I think it's just us right now still. So we have 2 Americans and 1 Canadian. So if the Canadian had to come to America, what is a US state? That money's no object, it doesn't matter. Where would you prefer to live? What state? All right, what do we got here? It's an art, not that I watch, but my brother is a director, producer, editor. Of pornos or just movies in general? Trisha says voluptuous is how I call cushy fat without insulting her. Yes. There's always a nicer way to word something. Really? Well, can you get me a job? I don't have any experience, but I can't even say it. This is how we network. This is how things happen. Word of mouth. Actually, I do really feel like my next job will be word of mouth. I'm not like an Indeed. I'm not like I don't know. I want to be there and talk to people. Oh, okay. Oh, do you mean it's not what I think? Like I got your brother's situation correct, but actually working in the industry is not what I think. Or do you mean so? No, definitely not. Word of mouth. So you mean orally? Okay. Hmm. There's one aspect about that I'm not going to say it here on chat, but there's one aspect about that I could mention. I don't know, that sounds cryptic. There's one curiosity that I want to mention, but I'm not going to right now. Speaking of, okay, you're talking about real quick the V on Vermont. So Kentucky's obvious, but Kentucky looks like a chicken wing, and it looks like there's a chef holding it, right? So Minnesota's the hat, Iowa's the head, Missouri's the shirt, Arkansas is the pants, and Louisiana's like a boot or a leg with a foot. And then it looks like a chef with a hat holding a chicken wing out at the waist. So that's how I remembered those states recently. Yeah, Tennessee is very, it's like a dish almost. Yeah, right above Tennessee. It's almost like a dish with a chicken wing on it. Chicken wing being Kentucky, and Tennessee being the dish. But I would just think of the chef as just holding the chicken wing out right at them with nothing under it. But now I could think of Tennessee as a dish. I grew up in the U.S. My whole life, but I couldn't tell you every state. And then about a year ago, I should know every state. So I got this dry erase thing from Goodwill that has the states named on one side and no names on the other. And I studied it, and after coming up with my own devices, I could tell everyone. But now I'm a little foggy again. If you handed me a thing, I would get some of them wrong. But it doesn't take long to get it again. I think I just need to keep it up. If you don't use it, you lose it, right? Trista remembers that New Mexico is the one that touches Mexico less, because I used to get New Mexico and Arizona mixed up. Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to go by. I just remembers Arizona's little beveled edge, I think. But yeah, you can think of New Mexico, it actually touches Mexico less. Really? I want to do it more often because it's kind of fun. But I'm embarrassed at how bad my geography is. It's pretty bad. But you got to have weak spots, you know? And geography is one of mine. Yeah, the blank sheet. I like that blank sheet. Because mine is a dry erase board too, so you can, or not board, but it's like laminated. So I can take a dry erase marker and fill it in and then flip it and see if I'm right or wrong. I think that's exactly right. It comes back fast. Oh, good, Millie. You're geographically challenged too. I'm learning a little bit more about Africa lately. Not just because of Lovey, but um, there's this guy who calls himself the Raza Experience in Africa, where I hopped on his chat once and said a few things, and now just it got me interested about it. The placemats, yeah, that's a good idea. And you can remember like where you dropped spaghetti on Missouri, and then you can remember like with erasable crayons. Now, are they actually good at it? Or did they retain the geographical knowledge that we are kind of wishy-washy about? Yeah, I had a friend who wanted to learn more flags, and I'm like, yeah, because there's these like quizzes online that you can do, and I'd be like, how many state flags do you know? And it's like two, maybe. Who knows? But they weren't learning school. Yeah, a lot of people are bitter about their school experience. I think I'm over is lenient the word? I think I'm really soft on my school experience. I'm like, all I needed was to learn how to read, write, and socialize. I don't expect anything else. But they should have taught you more about some of the worldly things, you know, and the taxes and stuff. But world flags, like country flags, right? Yeah, because country flags are way more important than state flags. You'd almost have to know common knowledge um, country flags to be able to even worry about state flags. Yeah, it could be. School day could be a lot more efficient, or it really could be. Oh, both of you had decent school experiences? It seems like the majority of people I talked to was not the case, but I did too. Like, I liked the food there. My bullying was really, 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 really low. Um, I didn't learn as much as I should have, but I also wasn't interested in half that stuff they were talking about yet. Jackie, what's up? Jackie, I know you probably had you had some shit go down in school, didn't you? Or did you have an overall decent experience throughout your school? Really? Millie had great teachers. All the specials and subjects they don't teach now. Really? Huh. I feel like there's people, if they were in this room, they'd be jealous of us all being like, yeah, great experiences. They're like, what? What? But part of it is era related, I guess, Jackie. Like, I guess we had computers, but they weren't in every classroom. There's still a separate, what do you call it? Lab where all the computers resided. So. But I don't have a lot of people in my life to tell me what it's like right now. I have some like nieces, nephews type of stuff. And I heard some things. I'm like, what? They got rid of what? They did what? But like, yeah, maybe I'll just count it as a blessing. I had a decent school experience. Law class and psych. Yeah. I just saw a short about a teacher who turned into a neuroscientist. He was not funded by anything, and he was saying that every generation since the 60s had gone down because of technology being introduced into the schools. It's gotten worse and worse because we're biologically wired to learn through human connection. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. But now I'm getting a little bit bummed about the schools system now. But yeah, I think I'd have to agree with that. But I think there's going to be a resurgence over applied technology to everything. Penmanship, cursive, phonetics, history, library, music, art, shop, home ec, and all kinds of things. Yeah. And that still sounds like the way it should be to me. So I think I'm a little outdated. In 5th grade, the 3 5th grade classes had a fundraiser, and we purchased a Commodore 64. Yeah. It doesn't matter how we use technology, if it's correct or not. It's literally wired. It's literally wired to talk, learned by talking to each other. That's how we learn the best. And I just got a job as a bus monitor. What is a bus monitor? Millie had 3 classes with 20 kids each. Millie, were you still in the same area you're in now, or were you in a different area then? You guys know I have a Commodore 64, right? I'm sure you already know that. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. Oh, yeah, monitor, like a hall monitor. Okay. You keep, wait, that's not an answer. That's a suggestion for Millie. Hold on. Do you keep the peace on the bus? I assist the bus driver. I watch all the kids on the bus. I got started at 13 in 08 based on my 9 years of professional experience, and that's how much they're paying at my school district. It's really low for 2026, isn't it? 8. There were 8 or 12 of us. In your graduating class, Trista? Are you in Saskatchewan? Are you? Was it in an igloo? Millie's mom probably has their Commodore 64. Wow. I hope so. This thing changed my life. I don't know if it's for the better or for the worse, but it changed my life. See if it smells. I got a loose, like kind of a bogey. Okay, well, I'm back. Jackie's doing voice to text, too lazy to type. I do that sometimes too. And then I get really frustrated at all the inaccuracies. I'm like, ooh. Because it happens to me a lot. I graduated with 7. I'm guessing that's not 7 feet. You graduated with 7 people in your high school? I thought I was in a small town, but shoot, we had probably, well, I wasn't actually there during the ceremony, but I think 150 or something. I wanted to say 200, but that's probably not right. Bus drivers get 23 an hour. I would almost drive a bus. I would almost drive a bus. I think a couple years ago I would have drove a bus. '93. Back in 1993 is when a schoolboy wanted to become an MC. You were in Saskatchewan. Am I saying it right? Class of 90. That ain't far off from 93. City of 16K, but most went to the public school. Yeah, my city was 17K, I think. Millie moved out of her hometown, but about a half hour away now in the suburbs. Okay. 94 for Trista. Jackie says 7. Yeah, not 7 feet, 7 people, right? Anderson is 80 miles south of Fairbanks. $700 in your graduating class for Millie. So what did you say earlier about 3 classes of 20? That was just not in that was not when you graduated, right? That was just an earlier schooling, probably 3 classes of 20. Lou, how's it going? You showed up. So now I feel like there's plenty in the chat to look at. So we got Anderson. Nationwide shortage of bus drivers. Jackie, I will keep that in mind because right now I'm still coasting. I haven't had a job and I'm loving it, but eventually I'm going to have to do something for food. And so I'm like, I don't know. What I want to do is shuttle bus for older folks or something, you know? Nationwide shortage of bus drivers. There is something that scared me about being a bus driver, though. A lot of people said, you're going to crash. It's inevitable, but just keep it safe. Do your best. I'm like, what? I'm still kind of an optimist. So I still think I could drive a bus for like 10 years and have no crash, you know? So where are we at? 23 is going up soon. But see, I'm the type of person, I'm trying to have my life be so simple that I don't need to worry that much about money. As long as I'm making some, I'm good. I don't have a lot of I don't have mouths to feed and a bunch of stuff to do. So I'm trying to there's actually a job I was looking at that was almost below minimum wage. I'm like, it sounds good. Depends on what I care more about what I'm doing than what I'm paid. I know it sounds like I'm making that up, but had to get fingerprinted for the job and had to pay $48 for it. Do they pay you back later? Millie says her 5th grade, you had 6 elementary schools that went to one high school. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they all pooled in then. You had separate small schools, and then everybody graduated from the same school then. I used to want to get a CDL, Jackie. I used to actually, I thought truck driving would be kind of neat because I liked zoning out and just singing while you're driving. And a lot of my best ideas seem to come from when I was behind the wheel and driving. I used to keep that note to self pocket recorder on me at all times, and I'd record song ideas, reminders, skit ideas, um, all kinds of stuff. So I used to really like driving. Now I'm more social. I kind of want a job where I'm a little bit more social than just driving. But the only time I rode a bus was in high school in the Fairbanks, Alaska. I went to high school there as well, 1990. Bus driver was a female version of the male bus driver in The Simpsons. Oh, I kind of remembered that. I wasn't a big bus rider because I would always either ride my bicycle or my mom would give me a ride to work. So it was really rare I ever rode the bus. So the one time I did, I was with a friend and she was just laughing at me because I was giddy. I thought it was really fun to be on a big bus. And when you're sitting in the back and like you're watching when the bus turns, there's just the scenery just flying by the windshield. I remember thinking it was really cool. And I was just being looked at like, this isn't cool. This is mundane. I'm like, no, for me, this is cool because I'm not a big bus rider. Go for it if that's something you can do. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm so picky lately. Lou says, I guess that applies for any job, whatever you're doing. Eventually you're going to fail. Yeah, I know, right? It's just scary when you're failing with a bunch of other people involved, you know? I'm like, also jobs suck. I'm also jobless right now. There is a jobless, yeah, like Trista said, a lot of us are jobless here. High five. I love being jobless so far. Once you get over that guilt, you can't always do it and you can't do it forever probably, but if you can do it, milk it. Milk it. Needed to be a bus driver. Driving seems meditative. Yes, yeah, it is meditative, isn't it? At least where I live, it is. 20 below, and the bus had chains on the tires. Yeah. I own a short bus, but I'm trying to turn it into a RV, you know, the schoolie scene. Hopefully it's even rare that you drove the bus. Yeah, I didn't drive a long bus yet. Millie, I've only taken a school bus when in high school, and we had away games. Yeah. Just for like the field trips. I remember some football games would get rowdy. I've never been to a football game in my life. High school, college, professional, none of it. And at one point, I think I felt like I was missing out. And then other parts, I'm like, I don't need it. So I kind of inundate in and out of how I feel about it. One time we played a team in Jersey City, and they were throwing rocks in the bus, so we all had to get down. Yeah, that's terrible. I hate how almost how serious they take the game. We should all like. That's one thing I don't like about the big football game stuff is like you're wearing the wrong colors. It almost becomes like gang affiliation. It's not healthy. I think it'd be fun to be in a bus when it's rocked, though. Is that strange? Which he's grateful for. I almost had a panic attack when I discovered more money in my account than I expected. Really? The music was always blasting on the bus. The driver must have had nerves of steel. Yeah. Jackie got copyright infringement settlement from Pixie. 2 years ago, I applied, and I'm receiving $1,750. My rent for March is covered. I'm not getting evicted now. Well, there you go. Lou had a job for 5 months. It wasn't bad. Spent time with other people, had a friend. The heads didn't like that, made a mess out of it. Had to quit to protect myself and her. It happens. And And I'm starting to think, this is a hot take, and I know it's different for everybody, but I'm starting to really like when people don't make a lifetime career out of a job. I think it's kind of outdated. Again, this is from somebody who doesn't have children. This is from somebody who has limited life experience in some areas. But I don't, when I hear somebody worked at the same place for 50 years, I think, damn, you missed out. You missed out on experiences. I knew a guy who knew a guy who changed careers every 5 years. It didn't matter how high or low they were in the company. Every 5 years, they said, "I'm going to change my career," and I think that's brilliant. There's something I really like about that. Also, job hopping is also bad. If a new job every 2 months would get exhausting too. But employment insurance, okay, EI. Okay, so is that the same thing as unemployment in the U.S.? Or is that, it sounds like the same thing. Jackie, it was in $2,500. Lawyers took, okay, so they took a cut out of it. I think that, yes, that has become outdated. Do you mean really like the concept of staying with the same job for like decades and decades? Because I think that might be right. I think it might be outdated. Nothing's wrong with that. I knew a guy who was a forklift driver at a job I had before who was there for 50 or 51 years. Real cool guy, though. I really liked him. And he was into guitars and stuff. He'd like to talk about that with me every once in a while. That concept, yeah. Yeah. Maybe it is. I'm starting to find beauty in when things are outdated, beauty in when things are changing, beauty in when people are looking at things more like, maybe that doesn't work now. Maybe that's okay. It doesn't work now. I assume it's the same as unemployment insurance. We can receive up to 55% of the income we lost if you're let go for, yeah, I think it's the same thing then. In 2016 or something, I was on unemployment. I could be now if I was interested in actually applying, which I'm just waiting. It might not sound silly to you guys, but I feel like I'm waiting for the right thing to happen. I'm going through a shift in my life. Everything's upside down and getting shaken like a salt shaker. So I'm like, I'm surviving. I have a little bit of this and that, and the third. I'm selling stuff off. Houses are paid for. It's like I'm waiting for the good. I'm waiting for a call from Millie's brother for a job opportunity. No, but okay, what do we got here? Okay. The thing is that companies are no longer loyal to their employees. I agree with that. So why should the employees stay? Yeah. It's almost like the cable company where you're treated worse and worse the longer you're with them. And the new people get a better deal. That never boosts morale. Lou thinks it's cool if you like your job and stay forever. Like you're covered. But I don't know. For me, I don't see myself in the same place for years. But I also don't want to quit my next job that fast. That's a good way. I think that's a good place to be in. That's a good place to be in. And I don't know. Exactly. Like I need to honor some people's journey of maybe they like the thing. Maybe they're okay with it. But my last job, I was there for 8 years. And the last year or two, I was a shell of myself. I was like, I know I got to do something. Luckily, I got basically booted. Because sometimes you don't know when it's your time to go, or you're too afraid of change or something. Lou also says this time it as cause of that situation I went through. Yeah, you can definitely learn from your experience and just don't stay for 30 years though. It can't be good. Maybe it can be, I don't know. Yeah. I'm glad I saved the last paychecks. That's helping. And being with my parents. Yeah. Jackie's hands are sore. Worked 2 landscaping gigs over the past week. Typing hurts. Well, there you go. It's not just being lazy then. You are recouping your knuckles. He does independent stuff on the side. That's just what pays the bills and showed him work experience. Carrying bags of mulch, yeah. Anytime you have to grab really hard. Every time I move a mattress for somebody, I feel like I have to grab really, really hard. And there should be like a separate mechanism that does it for me. I don't think you can see it on camera. See this bulge? I call it my bulge. You can kind of see that. I swear that was from squeezing glue back when I used to build caskets, but it never went away. It doesn't hurt. It's just pronounced. You see it? I look like He-Man right there. Jackie, are you going to show us your bulge as well? Maybe, I don't know. I do like stretching this either way. Bending it back, it feels good. But this is my non-fretting hand too. This is my strumming hand. Arm hernia. I mean, yeah, maybe it's something, but Jackie's bulge is massive from the mulch. I mean, that's really what gets you going is the mulch. Yeah, I do that stretch. I don't do this as much, but it does. It looks funny with the perspective. I can see that. It feels good. We'll bring back the Geacher since we're talking about the bulge. Maybe we can make a song about the bulge right on the spot. Lower back and backs of arms and shoulders. I feel like I'm starting to read that like a rap. Took a bath and forgot the running water and just about flooded the downstairs apartment. It does have the overflow, the right or not? I've done that before or similar things. I had a tub sink, like the utility tub sink that has no overflow. And I was filling it up. I think I just got done rinsing like some tile grout or something. So I wanted to blast it down the drain to make sure it didn't collect in a trap. So I left it on and left, and like it came over, and I had to take like all the towels in the house and sop it up and keep it and dry it out. And I think I put a box fan in there to help flow everything out as well. Jackie even broke out, and I already said that. Millie wrote a song about it. Here it goes. Millie, you gotta send me that song. I want to hear it. Yes, Trista, it is a song about the bulge, and it is kind of dirty, but it's all innuendo. It's all subversive. There's nothing directly explicit. So you might be able to play it on the radio and get under the censors because they don't know what you're talking about. Where's what saying from? installed a stopper thing to make a full sucker. Yeah, I know. I've tried that before too, but even my stopper thing had a hole. But I tried to make it so exactly so the tug was even higher. Because half the time those overflows are so low that you're like, why? I want to soak. I don't want to skim. I flooded the people below me while on a shamanic journey. I came out of it to maintenance pounding on my door. My sink was clogged and something turned the tap on while I went into La La Land for 2 hours. Wowzers. I can't remember where it's from. Maybe a cartoon. I wrote a song about Here It Goes. Oh, is that what you're saying? Oh, come on. I want to actually hear the song. Yeah, I get it. What rhymes with bulge? Divulge. Called is close enough. I wrote a song about it. Here it goes. I wonder what that is from. They have those plastic things to put over the lever in the tub. Yeah, I had a rubber suction cup thing with a seal where the hole was on the top, so you could at least orient the hole in the top so that your flow could come up higher, and it would still overflow technically. It would just wait until it was kind of at the top of the overflow before it would overflow. Carpet cleaner. So I use it to suck up the lake. Yeah, I know, right? I have a shop vac if I needed it, but I ended up letting it soak into the crawl space a little bit. It made it work. So you got the same thing. Water flowed faster than it could drain. Oh, okay. Yep. My hole was about the size of a quarter. I don't remember. I don't think I ever got to the point where I got to fully test if the water would flow quicker than it drained, gratefully. But it was on a clawfoot tub, which was already kind of deep, but we wanted it even deeper. You know what else I've done? I've also accidentally, I was boiling water, but I don't think I was boiling it to make food. What was I boiling it for? I think I was boiling water to try to help clean the pan to get the stuff loose on it. And I left it on and got distracted and did something else. All the water boiled out of the pan. And then the pan got so hot that it warped and the anti-stick coating cooked off of it and it became raw aluminum on the bottom. So I ended up scrapping it. Jackie just joined this church and already performed a song at their 5th Sunday Sing event for your bulge. Is it called? Did you write a song called For Your Bulge? I think that that's kind of fun. I've been wanting to put together like 5 songs for a campfire. Like, and there's a town an hour away where I was at a coffee shop and I just asked because I was like realizing that I'm worthy of singing a song in public and it sounds like fun kind of. So I'm trying to come up with a set of originals and covers. Hey Harley, good morning, afternoon, or good night, wherever you are. Random question. What is the best compliment you've ever received? One, are you taking off, Jackie? Good night. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. Oh, and Millie. Oh no, I didn't boil water for the bulge. Jackie. Millie is dozing off and needs to get to bed. See you soon. Have an amazing evening. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Millie, as always. You're very supportive and I appreciate you. Okay, you're saying good night. Okay, so Jackie's still here. Okay, so let's answer Harley Ross' question. What's the best compliment you've ever received? There's one that comes to mind. I can't say if it's definitively the best one I've ever received, but it came to mind first, so there must be some significance there. I had a boss that I didn't even think we got along very well at all. But when I left, he said, Alex, he's like, thanks for working here. Thanks for doing what you do. And he says, this guy said to me that he was a better person for knowing me. He said, Alex, I feel like I'm a better person for knowing you. And I remember thinking, that's a really nice thing to say to a person. And I remember also being like, it hits harder coming from somebody who I didn't think we even got along. I didn't respect him as a leader. And I would often like kind of correct him and like, I didn't like what he was doing with stuff. So it kind of even made the compliment mean more from somebody who wasn't really, we weren't saying eye to eye. So that was my answer to that. Trista said that she used to boil water with essential oils in the back room at work to make the store smell nice. I'd get in trouble for forgetting on Saturdays. One day I remembered, then forgot, and it burned. Yeah. And I didn't notice until a customer loved the smell. They like the burnt smell. I'm taking it. The best compliments are the insults. Maybe like for growth. Wait, what do you mean by that? The song I played, By the Mark, Jillian Welch. Is that something I should write down? Is it church appropriate? I feel like I know people at churches are just people, but I feel like a lot of the songs I sing, I'd be like, can I sing this at a church or something? Okay. Actually, I'll just record it with the voice memo. Anybody? Okay, so flip phone, right? Love it. Love it. There's this button on the side that I got programmed. If you hold it, well, you can't see that. I can record a lot quicker. So, By the Mark from Jillian Welch. Not related to Florence Welsh, I take it. My favorite coworker and one of my best friends said, Trista, if you were a type of milk, you'd be the vegan eggnog that was left on the counter last night. Here's a verse. When I cross over, I shall shout and sing. So is it gospel, or could it be perceived as gospel? Jillian Welch and David Rawlings. For some reason, Rawlings sounds really kind of familiar. There's a song from Nico Case about John Saint, what does it go? Saint John the Baptist, Saint John Divine. Actually, I want to look up those lyrics real quick when I do a lyric reading. It's called John Saw That Number. Lou says, damn, I want a flip phone again. I like my modern phone, but I like to have a flip phone for when I'm outside. I love this one. It's a Kyocera Dura XT, I think it's called. It has rubber on the corners. Now, I do need to buy a new one because I think I busted the speaker. I have to put it on speaker mode to listen. Otherwise, it sounds, you can't even hear it. I like to flip it open and shut it with one hand. I have shortcut keys. It does have a Wi-Fi hotspot where I can hold this and turn Wi-Fi on and shoot it to another phone or another device. The battery's not as good as the old flip phones. I've only ever had flip phones in my whole life on network. I have a smartphone I call my poetry phone. It's got a cool little pop socket record with a ball bearing. So you can spin this for a very long time. Hold on. We're multitasking now. And it's cool to record on a smartphone when it's spinning. Audio has a cool panning effect. And I did some video with this too and some pictures where your face looks like a spiral kind of, because I took a picture with this phone spinning. This is my smartphone, but it has no network. Sometimes I use it for an internet device and I'll hotspot Wi-Fi from my flip phone to this phone. But all right, so where were we? Okay, we're gonna look possibly at some lyrics, possibly not. I had some more info on Jillian Welch being in a movie. I had some feedback about my loud keyboard. I had some feedback saying that it's not a Zippo. No, but it's cooler in some ways. So here's what you call me, and I'm not very excited about what you're talking about. I can be like, you know what? And you always got to face the phone when you're upset. You know, you got to be like, you know what, bucko? Listen here. I don't like your tone. And you can go, then you get a really satisfying tactile snap. I don't know. I don't care what you say, but when you got a smartphone, you can't push it hard enough with your finger to end call. That is not good enough. So I'm talking to Jackie and I'm like, Jackie, I don't like what you're talking. I don't like what you're saying about saying it ain't a Zippo. I don't like what you're saying about Jillian Welch. And I say, you know what? I say, you know what? I'm done. Yeah. Multitask me a chocolate microwave mug cake. That sounds like a good idea. Make two. One of us will eat it. Lou says, I want one just to open and close it. Yeah, I love the drama. I'll get less distracted. Oh, absolutely. Even though this has internet, first you can see, you can almost see. No, you can't see. It's a picture of my typewriter. But even though this has internet, the cursor doesn't even diagonal. You have to go like up over with the arrow key, so it makes it less conducive to staying online. It's really nice. And it's 111 for the people who love those numbers. It's 111 right now. 84 called and wants its landline back. Slam that. Slam that. Hello? Yeah? Well, no. I'm actually on a live stream right now. Yeah, we're just talking about how it's much more dramatic to slam a flip phone than to try to push your finger through the screen on a Smartie. Yeah, I think so. Well, listen, I gotta go because you're not a real person, and I've been called out. Bye. F you too, buddy. Oh, what I was saying about the battery on this, it's not like my old flip phones. My old flip phones, you charge them once, you get like a week out of them. This, you better charge it once a day just to be safe. A lot quicker than that, because if you use Wi-Fi on here to send it, it drains the battery pretty quick. It's basically an Android with different skin. It's got a USB-C port for charging. It's got a headphone port. It does do Bluetooth. I will sometimes use my 3M work tunes. I will use my Bluetooth headphones with this and listen to stuff that I kept on here. So it's pretty cool. We aren't real people either. I actually want to ask everybody about this. I might do it tonight. I hope everybody, let me put the guitar down for this one. This one's important to me. Okay. And I don't know if you guys are like me, but when I'm on that side of the chat, sometimes I have so much to say that I just don't say it because I'm like, it's hard to squeeze. It's like pushing a golf ball through a straw. But for whoever's listening, how do I want to make this concise? It's brought up by Trista's saying it's okay, we're not real people either, because like to a degree that's correct. Internet Rule 74, there are no real women online. But see, isn't that only partially true? Like I consider myself like we're real people on the end of the wire, right? You know what? I think we need more lighting for this. What am I even asking? What am I even asking? I'm kind of asking what's the bandwidth of energy transfer online? Okay. Because I've felt some things before. I know that I have the option to curate. This could be 5% of my real life. Hanging out here, I could be lying. I could be a drunkard. I think people can tell. You can kind of sense sometimes genuineness, and especially what's ingenuineness, falsities. Sometimes I don't even have to hear them. I'll see their mannerisms, and I'll be like, "You're not being honest with me," and I'll dip. So I love smartassery, by the way, Jackie. I like smartassery. I'm a fan of it. I'm a proponent of it. Let me make this a question that's chewable. Because basically, I think I spent a lot of my life downplaying how much of an energy read or how much actual things go through the internet. Because I'm like, these are just pixels. But on the other end of this wire, I'm a real person. And you are too. And yeah, we might curate a little bit. I like to curate a little less than I don't even like smiling for a photo unless I'm actually happy. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, how much can you get through the internet? There's always a missing link. Let's say we consider ourselves friends. There's still a missing link, and I know that. But then there's this underlying web of energy that, like, how am I going to say this? I'm a symbol of myself to you guys, but you can still read some of the stuff I'm talking about and feeling and conveying on your end. You translate it back to real. It's like analog to digital to analog. So what percentage of what am I asking? Yeah, I know, right? Like, if I can send Reiki over distance, and energy knows no bounds. And it's kind of like what Victor said about energy knowing no distance. So when you think of it that way, it makes it realer, because you just now, I exist. So now on your end, you might feel my energy. And 5 years ago, I would have said that's not possible because I'm not here. But if you do subscribe to any sort of collective consciousness, or any sort of something deeper, or almost telepathy to a degree, or all that stuff, then it makes sense that you can pick up more energy than I would have nearly thought possible just through this connection. So I guess my question then is more surface level. What percentage of people online now are finding real friends versus just, okay, they're my online friends? And nothing's wrong with that. But I know back when the internet wasn't as popular, it was more conducive to making real friends, I feel like. The internet is a decent filter for funneling like-minded individuals into an area. I doubt that I would have to go, if I was at a grocery store, it might be hard to be like, hey, it would be harder to just find out. Although I would almost do this at times, be like, hey, what's more real to you, aliens or ghosts? And just like go. It's like, I don't know, I'm just trying to get bread and leave. I don't know if that made any sense. Pair studies, is that something I need to look up with an acronym? People Electronic Area Research Studies. There has to be an acronym since you capitalized it. Does that mean you were typing, or did your voice to text know that you wanted all that capital, Jackie? I can feel people's energy without seeing them. I think anyone and everyone can if they try. Honestly, I believe that now too. But I think I have to always say this crap 4 years ago, 3 years ago, because I keep comparing myself to former versions of myself where I'm like, no, I don't know if that's real. But then it's like when I felt it, oh, okay, I get it now. So like I'm kind of with it. I've been feeling more energies than my own. So just on that alone, that proves something. I'm closer to some of my online friends than anyone here. When you say here, you mean like around you? I know. And I've been trying to almost avoid that because I'm trying to keep a balance. You got to remember, with my history, I was always afraid of everything becoming a vice or an addiction or like some kind of crutch. So for me, I like the balance of it in real life friends and online friends. You used to have no online friends. I used to have only in person. Then when I found a few kind of online ones, I'm like, well, this is valuable to me because you can find people to talk things about. And then now I'm kind of like trying to keep both, which is not hard. It's just I'm trying to make sure I don't like only do this, or like shove off a meeting because I want to do this. I'm trying to make sure I don't do a lot of that. And so far I'm doing fine. My authenticity brings out the inauthenticity in people. I can see that at times. Trista has the opposite. So her inauthenticity brings out the authenticity? Or do you mean your authenticity brings out more authenticity? Because I feel like that relates to me a little bit too. Lou prefers old school, meeting people in person, although it is a lot more complicated these days because everything is misinterpreted. Yeah, I found that I got a powerful burp. I guess I love Indian food. I guess that's what it boils down to. And I had onion naan bread. But anyway, I prefer old school too, but I've also been doing that for so long that now I'm dabbling in like this. And I have more to say about this, but I'm probably not going to get too deep into it tonight. But I will say that it can actually work sometimes, I think. And to me, it's about a balance in today's day and age of both. Yeah, I think that's it. Friendster. I remember you mentioned Friendster was the first and last real friends platform that was online. I wish I was there, kind of. I agree. In my experience, also, I think it's kind of like that too. I think I show a little bit of skin, figuratively speaking, and then I'm shown skin back. If that, I think that should make sense. There are more insecure, there are more inauthentic, insecure people than authentic in my experience. There definitely is, but I think there's a resurgence. So I think that I called it putting the, like for YouTube example, for example, I called it putting the U back in the tube, where I was finding these small channels that just talk. And I like that. And then I kind of overused that where I'm like, wait, this is almost its own niche. This is almost its own thing. But you can tell if you're careful or sensitive or gifted. It gets easier and easier to tell which ones in age, everything becomes like a trend or a brand. And it's like, and that can be bad and good, I guess. Indian food, yeah, I know. Indian food's really good. Harley says, I feel everyone sees you a little differently. In real life, friends will have a different version of you than online friends. Slightly so. I know some people who it's indistinguishable. And I think that, I think that, I think that some people are no different. Most people are a little bit different. And I'm starting to realize that it's okay to be a little bit different. Because I have like friends who like my music friends, and I have friends who are like my car friends. And I could get them together in the same room, and it's still me. But there might be minor variations in what I talk about and what I bring to the table and what I um, divulge. Definitely, like how deep I talk about something will vary depending on the crowd. Now I'm trying to let's Lou, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. Um, nice to have you here and for you to meet us, right? I got to say, meet us. So have a nice night. And I'll probably hop off within 20 minutes too. I really should, but I'm having a fun time. So, Jackie, are you telling me directly that I talk too much? Because I'm flattered if you're insulting me. I'm flattered if you're insulting me. Yeah, Lou's a good guy. I appreciate him being in here. Plus, he's a relatively young guy who likes retro stuff, so I always resonate with that. Is that a little person sleeping? It's always hard for me to find those like stickers because I use a PC, and I think they're here maybe somewhere. Hold on. Oh, there's a poll. Yeah, I don't think I have that many sticker choices here. Oh man, I'm a big dark chocolate fan. I love dark chocolate. I can do the high percentage cacao stuff, but I like around 78 is like my target. I need to put the Commodore back in its slot real quick. Nice. So you didn't make that mug cake earlier yet? Jackie, do I talk too much? Was the F no to that? It's not going to change the amount I talk. I'm just curious. If I did a live and sat here without talking, that would be weird. But the thing is, I do talk a lot, but most times I'm proud of it. Yeah, we could try that real quick. What if we gave you a word about some fetish and you write a song of it? It's a possibility. Do you mean like on the spot, or do you mean with more effort put in? Let's give it a try. Yes. I can rap. Overall. But don't tell me you want to rap about a fetish on the spot. That might be tougher. Or maybe that'd be easier. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Now, is that like simply when like your friend hooks up with the person you are already hooking up with, right? Yeah, I don't know if I can. Hold on. I think I need more info first. So there was a fetish. You probably knew somebody in real life that was really excited to hook up with somebody physically who they knew somebody else who hooked up with them. Actually, I feel like I could understand that to some weird degree, but I'm not experienced with that. Oh, I see. You want a duet. You have a verse. That's what it is. Maybe I'm doing the wrong chords for it to come out. I'm surprised I took the job. She's on a silver platter. It's okay, I've already had her. And know that it doesn't matter. Sloppy seconds. Sloppy seconds. I need more meat. Hold on. Even though I've really just met her, she follows what I say to the letter. And when she takes off that sweater, I couldn't be any wetter. Sloppy seconds. Sloppy seconds. Best I can do for now. Best I can do for now. But I don't think it's too bad for being on the spot and everything. Oops, what did I drop? Seems like I dropped a screw. Oh, it is a screw. I'm getting that humming again in my right ear. I have things to do tomorrow. What time is it? 1:35. I should wrap this up shortly. For anybody still here, is there any last questions, comments, insults, inquiries, philosophies that we want to add as kind of a conclusion to tonight's endeavor? Words of wisdom? Quick questions? Philosophies? Analytics? Is anybody still here? That song might have drove him out. You had to wash them dishes. Doesn't that suck when you like it almost sometimes it just deters me from even doing it. It's like, "Oh, I was gonna make some food, but the dishes aren't clean, so maybe I'll do make food tomorrow." Nobody had a fetish to contribute. I could have done better on that one, but I was like, "You know what? For being on the spot and not being ready, I was proud of it. It could be better." Mm, asparagus. I think golden showers would be a good one. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. What is something you notice in other people or something you make note of? Oh, let's think. Also, real quick, Jackie, I feel like I don't know what asparagus means. I'm glad I don't have I'm glad I don't have experience with the bloody tampons part. Golden showers, I think I understand to a degree. So I feel like that would be easier to draw in on, and it's funnier in some way. But Harley asks, "What is something I notice in other people or something you make note of?" I want to Harley always asks really good questions, so I always wanna, like, give it the time of the day. But real quick, Trista says, "Words of wisdom, you can lead a herring to water, but you have to walk really fast or he'll die." Is that one over my head? Hold on. Trista, you have to explain that fully to me. I'm a little slow. What's something you notice in other people? Well, honestly, I don't wanna get too, like, "Oh, okay, it was a quote from Golden Girls." I don't wanna get too there's a lot I notice now. I feel like there's a lot of years in my life where I didn't notice much unless it was pounded into me, but now I see a lot more nuance. I think I'm noticing I don't wanna get too personal right now. I don't know who's all here, so I'm trying to keep it generic. I make note of overall energy and vibes. I make note in pretty short order if I think that I could have a decent conversation with a person or if we're just way too misaligned for my sense of humor or analytical or the way I view things for it to get in the way. So I've been noticing a lot more just quick energy reads where I'm like, "Oh, I could really have a sit down combo with this person," or, "Oh, I don't think we'd have anything to talk about." So I guess overall openness to conversation is something I've noticed, or engagement, whether or not they're engaged with what I'm offering. What's up, NATO? To tie that with your previous question, does that translate to online interactions? Yeah, almost even more so. Because what I've been finding when I hop on YouTube chats and the like, it doesn't, to me, it's not that hard to just be respectful and offer something up, whether it's humor or genuineness. And it seems like people pick up on that quicker than I would have thought. I feel like people pick up on it. And so, yeah, I think it translates almost more vividly because there's less peripheral um, stimulation. There's less, you're not looking at the cues and the body language and the environment and the tone. And all you have is text. Well, not always. Online interactions extends to Zoom and sending audios and whatnot, right? But I think that I hope that answers the question a little bit. But it's also limited. Like I can, you can only give, when I'm on your side of the chat, there's some things that I'm just like, if somebody brings up AI or if somebody brings up certain things about music, I feel like I can't even start because I need you here sitting next to me. Like that would be the best way to convey everything I need to say. Daddy sang bass, mama sang tenor. You have to communicate online. You can't sit in front of a TV or movie screen. Well, you kind of can watch stuff together now, but still. Okay, you're saying you have to communicate online. You can't sit in front of a TV or movie screen. What are you saying exactly, Trista? You have to communicate online. You can't sit in front of a TV or movie screen. Spooky. It's a Blue Man Group. Except there's one guy. That's why online connections can be really good. You have to communicate with each other. Oh, I think I see what you're saying. Like it's hard for us to just sit here and do nothing. For anything to happen, both parties have to engage. Is that what you're saying? So like, if I had a friend in real life that we never talked, because I had somebody say that where they're like, a lot of people are friends. They don't know 15% about their friend. They just hang out. And something's cute about that too, if you just hang out. But yeah, online, that's what the whole thing's built out of, right? You're engaging, you're talking, you're exchanging ideas, you're asking questions. When you're at home, or not home, but when you're with somebody you just knew forever, you might never dove into each other's psyche at all. You might just be like, we hang out. And again, I think that's cute that you just love each other's company. You're just sitting and watching a movie. That's quaint sometimes. I think that's another thing where it's about balance, where it's like, I want to talk deep. And then if you want to just sit and watch a movie, have that capacity too, Yeah, I like that viewpoint. And that helps me because I've been very conflicted lately I still discredit this to a degree. And I still think that's like, what can you really get online? Well, you can get great stuff and you can get some bullshit too. You get that in real life too. Yeah, I've had some experiences where I'm like, oh, there's more to it than that. There's almost always more to it. And at the same time, I'm almost always making things more complicated than they have to be at the same time. I should do another plug. Hold on. Just because it's my channel and I'm allowed to, I'm going to put my link again for my Song a Day music project that I did in February. I can't say last month anymore. Like I like to say, check out my music if you are bored or morbidly curious. I wonder now if Jackie made that cake. I wonder now. I'm starting to get tired. I think we're gonna have to wrap this up, even though I'm cruising. Almost just did the dishes. I like how you make it sound like an accident. Like, oops, I almost did all the dishes. That's how I take it. Sweet. Yeah, a lot of people checked out some of it, and I obviously don't require anything, obviously, but like a lot of people really liked some of it. I'm like, awesome. And I liked some of it too. But then like I know it takes stamina to actually watch every one of them. And I had some friends in real life say that they only watched a couple because they were sitting down to watch it together. I'm like, well, that's kind of cute. That's kind of cute though. And DC NATO, Godzilla, who pops in, I doubt he's still here. He did a list one time. I couldn't sleep, and I hopped back online, and I hopped on his live, and I think he was bored too, and he ended up playing almost every song, and I thought it was kind of fun. There's like 5 people there, but we went through every song except for the last 1.5 because he had to do something or get food or something. And I was like, cool. It was almost like a listening party. And I think eventually I should do like a little listening party for that, on live or something. Spooky. So spooky. I like this with the... Actually, I do like that. Right? I don't see why I shouldn't do that sometime. But I won't do it all guerrilla like I do here. I think I'll be like, actually be like, hey, a week from now at such and such time, I'm going to do a listening party. Hop in and grab popcorn and cover your ears. And we'll take it from there. But I'm going to North Carolina tomorrow probably. And I'll have to schedule it. So we'll hop off of here. I appreciate you guys. First 20 minutes, I'm like, I might get nobody in tonight. Might be a first, but I might get nobody in tonight. So that's when I was going to start really goofing off. So thanks again. I'm gonna open up the chat for one more if you want to, one more good insult or one more good piece of advice or question even. Maybe I will sleep well. I'll make sure you eat. Is that all or AI? Yeah, make sure you eat all that cake for me, because that would piss me off if you make it and leave half of it. Where I'm like, we should have just sent it to my P.O. box or some shit because I could have used that chocolate. All right. Thanks again for whoever's here, who I can remember. Thanks, Jackie. Let's go in order. I don't have order. Never mind. Thanks, Trista. Thanks, Millie. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, Lou. Thanks, Harley. Thanks, Nathan, aka DC Godzilla. And I think that would be it for this one, wouldn't it? I think. Yeah. Get spooky one more time. Good night, Harley. Good night, Jackie. Good night, Trista. Good night, whoever else is here right now. Thanks for the support. Thanks for shooting the sheer. Thanks for the song suggestions. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the companionship, albeit semi-digital, albeit limited by the bandwidth of the internet. Wish me luck. Wish me safe travels tomorrow to North Carolina. And wish me a good conversation with my father. So, good night. I'm just going to say I love you guys, because in some ways I do. Bye. Sleep like a guitar and make songs. I have made a song in my sleep once or twice and kept it when I woke up. Might play it on here sometime. See ya.